Hello again, it is Lucas. We're going to be guiding you through a very basic yoga flow. I want to encourage you to keep this video open and pay attention to the moves. I am going to cue you audibly, but I don't want to interrupt you, and I want you to focus on your breathing and your body and really getting out of your own way, gaining clarity, and starting to relax and just feel where you're at in this present moment. From this seated position, I want you to take some big inhales, big exhales, sitting up nice and tall and feeling the contact with the floor. You can start to rub your hands on your knees and get those palms awakened. And I do want to remind you that if at any point in time any of these positions or poses aren't serving you, or you feel like you can't do them safely or effectively, you can just stay in the previous pose or do what feels right to you. We never want to stretch to pain. A little discomfort might be okay, but pain is not. From here, I want you to start doing some seated cat-cows. So the cow is opening up the chest in front of you, and the cat is flexing your spine like a black cat would. We want to sync up our breathing with emotion, so we are inhaling on the cow and exhaling on the cat. Next, we're going to take the upper body in some big circles. So pick a direction, and we're going to lean forward towards one knee, come around to the other knee, and complete the loop. Focusing on your breath, let all those negative thoughts go. And from here, we're going to take it in the other direction. Nice and slow, big deep breaths in and out through the nose. Okay, now we'll bring it back to center and we're going to take a big inhale. And on the inhale, I want you to lift the arms up, reach nice and high, separating the shoulders from the hips. And we're going to fold at the hips forward, reaching as far as you can. We don't want to stretch to discomfort here. Just go to where your body allows you to go. Then let's take another big inhale. And this time we're going to bend to either side and fold forward. All right, big inhale this time, reaching up towards the side, separating those shoulders from the hips. We're going to exhale and twist to one side, putting that back hand down like a second spine and wringing it out. And we'll bring it back to center. Big inhale, pull those shoulders away, and then we're going to twist to the other side, performing the same thing. And let's bring it back to center. We're just going to let the neck go to either side, stretching that neck out. You can even start to roll the neck here. Chin down to chest. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose, letting all that stress go. All right, from here, we're going to kick the feet out in front of you. Let's get those toes pointed straight up. And from here, we're going to take a big inhale, arms up, and on the exhale, we're going to fold forward, hands in between those legs, reaching as far as you can, not to pain. You might feel a stretch, but I want you to urge to keep those knees as close down to the ground as possible. All right, we're going to bring one foot in, and from here, we're going to do that stretch we all did in elementary school, where we inhale and then fold, reaching towards the toe. Breathing through the final little bit, you can release nice and slow Still focusing on your breath. And we're going to extend the other leg and pull whichever leg you just stretched in towards the body so we can stretch the other side. And you can slowly release that hold. I like to turn here and kind of stretch the inside of the legs as well by putting that back hand down on the ground and my inside arm on the knee. Get a little stretch on the adductors. Go ahead and bring the feet together. We're going to do the butterfly stretch. Many people hate this one. It doesn't have to be incredibly painful. In fact, I don't want it to be. We just want to breathe and push those knees out with our elbows. You can release. We're going to come to a standing position where we're going to take a big inhale, arms up over the head, and we're going to fold. We want to think about laying the tummy on top of the thighs, slowly lifting up, and then exhaling and folding again. Really releasing that lower back. Maybe even stretching the back of the legs a little bit. And let's walk it out to a tabletop position on the hands and knees. From here, we're going to reset with some cat-cows. We did these earlier. Same motion, just on the hands and knees, like a black cat, arching that back and exhaling, and then lowering the belly on the cow and inhaling. take the left arm, we're going to thread it through under the right arm and reach to that right side, stretching out the back. You can release it. Then we're going to take that right arm, thread it through the hole on that left side. You can even send your hips the opposite direction to really stretch that right lat. Back to the tabletop position. Let's bring the knees together, and then we're going to rotate the hips out to either side, alternating. Now let's take the hips in some big circles. So lowering down towards the ankles, bringing them all the way back around. I like to do little half circles even. And don't forget to go the other direction. And just for a moment here, let's sit it back into child's pose. So lowering your butt down to your ankles, laying on your shins, arms stretched out ahead of you. Breathe and release that low back. Go ahead and bring it back to tabletop, and then we're going to go into down dog. Hips high up in the air, stretching the backs of the legs. If at any point in time you're not sure if you're doing this right, come in towards your plank so that your hands are directly under your shoulders, and then you're going to fold back downward into down dog. You can alternate deep bends by pumping your legs back and forth to stretch either calf. The right leg up, and we're going to swing it through. If you cannot do that, just lower the knee and step forward. We're going to walk those toes up between our hands where we come into a lunge position. If you need to keep that back knee down, please just go ahead and keep that back knee down. If you want to take it up a notch, you can lift that back knee off the ground. Really get into a nice deep hip stretch here. We're here, we're going to leave the inside arm on the ground and lift that right arm up towards the sky, reaching towards the ceiling. Now we're going to close that arm down, and we're going to go through a few reps of closing and opening. Nice and slow, focus on that breath. And on this last rep down, we're going to bring that arm to the inside of the leg. And from here, we can just make micro adjustments to open up that hip and stretch whatever feels like needs to be stretched. You can go ahead and drop that back knee down, and we're going to bring that right leg over into a pigeon pose. To the hands, press into the ground. We're going to take that leg straight back into a plank and then down dog. So same leg we had forward this time, we'll swing that right leg up and then forward back into our lunge position. And from here, we're going to straighten that back leg and open up inside the leg into a triangle pose. If you can straighten that front leg here, feel free to go ahead and straighten that front leg as well. And we'll bring it all the way up. We're going to bend that front leg, that right leg down, arms out nice and wide into our warrior pose. And if you're feeling a little crazy, you can bring that left hand down to the low back, come into Sun Warrior, really open up. From here, let's take a big inhale, arms up overhead, and then in that wide stance, fold at the hips, arms down in between the legs. And we can walk the hands over to the right side, stretch that right leg, try to straighten it as best you can. And if you're feeling crazy, we can start to sit to that right side into a Cossack squat. If at any point in time it's too much for you, just stay in the previous pose. From here, we're going to bring that right toe back forward, back leg as well. We're going to come down into our lunge position, and we'll go knee on the ground, arms up, bending backwards, really stretching that hip flexor in the left leg. Bring the hands back down, and we're going to step that right leg back into our plank position. And then when you're ready and have found it, we'll go into down dog. Alright, get ready to bring it into a plank. We're going to hold for just a second and slowly lower as we come up into our cobra. Make sure to squeeze your butt to protect that low back and take a big sigh of relief. Ah. Slowly lower back down towards the ground. We're going to push up into a plank and drop back into down dog. Now we're going to take the left leg up and we're going to swing it through, or you can just step through. Totally fine. Drop that back knee on the ground to walk forward with those toes. Find the position and we'll come into our lunge again. Once you're ready with that outside hand, we're going to reach up towards the sky. We're working the opposite side this time. We're going to hold here for a second, and then we're going to go through some nice slow repetitions where we open and close. Alright, on that last rep, we're going to bring the hand back to the inside. Make those micro adjustments again, working the inside of that hip. And when you're ready, you can drop that back knee, and we're going to take the left leg, walk it over to the opposite side, and sit it down into a pigeon pose. And when you're ready, we'll bring it up to the hands, nice and easy. And we're going to lift up and send that leg straight back into our plank position. Hold for 1 second, squeeze the abs, and then drop back into down dog. We're going to lift that leg up and swing it through into that lunge position. Drop that back leg over onto its knife edge, and we're going to come up into triangle pose, trying to straighten that front leg if you can. And then we'll bring it all the way up, leaning forward into that front leg in our warrior pose. Again, you can do sun warrior if you would like. And bringing those feet to where they're facing forward. Big inhale, and we're going to fold down to the middle. And And again, we'll walk it over to the left side here. Stretch that leg out, and if you can, we'll drop down into a Cossack squat. This time we can take it back and forth, alternating those deep bends on either side in the hips into a little Hindi squat. You can just hang out here in the middle like I'm doing and then slowly lift back up. We're going to turn the toes forward back into our lunge, plant those hands, take the leg back into a plank position, and then down dog. Now we're going to bring it forward into a plank, slowly lower, push up into the ground, squeeze your butt, big exhale, sigh of relief. Ah, that cobra is nice. This time we're going to take it all the way back down into child's pose. You can even bring the hands all the way back by the shins and rock back and forth if you so choose. Go ahead and transition to where we're lying on our back with our feet up. And just a few windshield wipers here, gonna wring out that spine. Let's bring the legs up. Give yourself a big bear hug. Oh, doesn't that feel good? You can let one leg go and just give one leg some love. Kind of move that knee around, see what feels good. Open up the hip, stretch the inside of the leg. I'm doing a few repetitions here. This is really your free time to do what feels right. You can grab it with the opposite hand and pull it across your body. Stretch out the glutes, that IT band. Even pivoting where your foot is can kind of change some of that tension. Next, we're going to use that ankle and set it on top of the opposing knee. And then we're going to reach through and grab that other leg. You can grab your hamstring. If you can get your shin like I am, get that shin. Really pull it back. Stretch out that gluteus maximus. And you can release. And then we'll grab that other leg. Start to show that other leg some love. We're going to take it through the same progressions. Bring it to the outside. Take it into some hip circles. Swinging it over the body. Really just doing whatever feels right here for you. finally finished working that other side, you can take a little time here. I'm going to do some happy baby. Grab both of those feet, come on the inside. This might be my favorite pose. It's a lot of fun. Feels like a great stretch. And it makes you feel like a kid again. If you want to add in a little rolling, you can add in a little rolling and rocking. And if this one isn't for you, then you don't have to do it. Just hang out, bring those feet down, and let's find your breath again. Really start to relax just here on the ground as we finish up. Something optional you can do here is tensing your body up, trying to squeeze all your muscles. Holding, 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 holding. Go through your toes into your hands, your glutes, quads, chest, and then relax and find that breath. We'll do another round. Totally optional again here. Squeeze your abs, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads, squeeze your hamstrings, your fingertips, your forearms, your biceps, your triceps, your shoulders, the soles of your feet, your calves, and relax. And you can just lay there, hopefully forgetting any worries that you had throughout the day. What did you get from your yoga today? Now I want you to finally start to make your way back up towards a seated position where we're going to wrap things up. Reset real quick with just a few cat-cows. Make sure we're still in touch. And finally, on a big inhale, take those arms up overhead, stretch towards the sky, exhale, fold. Reach out far in front of you, and we'll slowly take it out to the right side. Stretch that low back. We'll walk the fingertips over to the left side. Stretch out that low back. Walk them back to the middle. Slow inhale, roll back up. And one more big inhale. We're going to take those arms back up overhead, and the hands meet in the middle as we come down and bow and thank yourself for practicing some yoga today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and good luck to all your endeavors.